Have you ever just had that feeling? You know, the one where it seems like life is suddenly and completely working against you?
Everything you planned so carefully, everything you built, just shatters. It turns to dust, right before your very eyes.
That relationship you put your heart into, severed. That huge opportunity you were so sure about, poof, vanished without a single trace. And you're just left there, standing in the middle of it all, looking up and asking, God, what are you even doing? Why aren't you helping me through this?
Then that little shadow of doubt starts to creep in, doesn't it? You start to wonder, is this some kind of punishment? Am I cursed?
But what if it's not a curse at all? What if it's not a sign that he's gone, but actually the clearest sign that he is right there with you? What if all this chaos is really a loving, desperate warning, a kind of divine protection? Today, we're going to dive into 5 signs that God is warning you, pulling you back from a cliff you can't even see. Okay, let's jump right in with the first and, honestly, the most jarring sign: divine disruption. Now, this isn't just random chaos. This is orchestrated. This is when God, out of his incredible love for you, literally builds a barricade across your path, using the broken pieces of your own plans. Just think about it for a second. That job you were absolutely convinced was your destiny, that relationship you thought was going to last forever, that path you mapped out so perfectly, and it all just unravels. Our first reaction, we feel betrayed, abandoned, like we're just unlucky. We see this beautiful tapestry falling apart and we just scream. But God sees the flawed pattern we were weaving. He loves you way too much to let you finish a masterpiece that leads to your own destruction. He sees where that relationship was headed. He sees the spiritual emptiness of that career. He's the one pulling the thread, not to ruin your work, but to save you, the weaver. You know, it's just like Proverbs 19:21 says, we can have all the plans in the world in our hearts, but in the end, it's the Lord's purpose that prevails. It's his counsel that stands. So a divine disruption isn't a rejection, it's a redirection. He's not destroying your future, he's protecting it.
All right, so let's move from what's happening on the outside to what's going on inside. This brings us to sign number 2, spiritual restlessness. I like to call it the sacred discomfort. It's that holy friction in your soul that's telling you, even when everything looks perfect, something is deeply, deeply wrong.
I mean, on this surface, everything might look amazing. You're running in the right circles, you've got the right job, you're with the right person. The world looks at your life and says, wow, you are so blessed. By every single earthly measure, you should be at peace. You should feel totally at home. But on the inside, there's a storm brewing, a quiet but relentless turmoil. Now, this isn't just your garden variety anxiety. This is a spiritual misalignment. It's the Holy Spirit stirring things up because you've gotten comfortable in a place that is not your destiny. It's kind of like having a tiny grain of sand in your shoe. It's just a small, persistent irritation designed to make you stop, look around, and change your path before you get permanently hurt. Whatever you do, don't ignore this sacred discontent. The third sign, well, it builds on that inner feeling, but it gives it a voice and a very specific target. It's called repeated conviction. And this isn't some vague, fuzzy feeling of guilt. No, this is your soul's smoke alarm, and it is blaring because there's a specific fire. This is that recurring, nagging check in your spirit about a certain habit, a little compromise you're making, maybe a relationship, or a hidden sin. And you try to rationalize it, right? You try to ignore it, drown it out with noise, but it just keeps coming back. And this is so important. Conviction is not the same as condemnation. Condemnation pushes you away in shame. Conviction pulls you in close to be cleansed. That alarm isn't there to annoy you. It's there to wake you up to the danger. It's there to save you long before you can even smell the smoke. This feeling is actually a profound act of love. Just like it says in Hebrews 12:6, the Lord disciplines the one he loves. And that word discipline, it really means to train, to guide, like raising a child. This conviction is his loving guidance, a call to just stop before you walk right into a disaster. You know, the most dangerous place to be spiritually isn't when the alarm is blaring. It's when you've ignored it for so long you can't even hear it anymore. And that brings us to the fourth and maybe the most definite sign of them all: sacred closed doors. This is not a delay. This isn't a test of your patience. This is God's divine, final, and merciful no.
You've done everything right. You've prayed in faith, you've worked so hard, you have pushed with every single ounce of strength you have. You've knocked, you've pleaded, you've waited. This door, it represents your deepest desire, that career, that ministry, that relationship, and you have given your absolute all to see it open.
And yet, it stays shut. It's been bolted from the other side by a divine hand. And listen, this is not a reflection of your failure or a lack of your faith. This is a profound act of His protection. God, in His infinite wisdom, knows exactly what is behind that door. And because He loves you, He will not let you walk through it. If He has locked a door, please do not try to pick the lock. The very thing you are fighting so hard for today could become the very thing you're praying to be freed from tomorrow. Revelations 3:7 makes this divine authority crystal clear. When God shuts a door, no force in heaven or on earth can open it. The most spiritual thing you can do is not to keep banging on it in frustration, but to turn around, look up, and thank Him for protecting you from a path that was never meant for you. His closed door is always leading you to a better one He's about to open.
And now for our final sign. This one, it's not a barrier, it's a catalyst. It's a holy fire in your bones. It's an unshakable urgency, a sudden divine call to wake up.
Have you ever just been gripped by this sudden overwhelming feeling that you must change, that you have to move right now? This isn't panic, this isn't anxiety, this is a grace-fueled urgency. It is a divine signal that your season of waiting is over. The time for just sitting around is up. It's God's divine alarm clock, waking you from a spiritual sleep because a critical moment, a breakthrough, a new assignment is right around the corner, and He needs you alert, prepared, and ready to go.
So as we look back at all 5 of these signs, the disruption, the restlessness, the conviction, the closed doors, and that urgency, we have to understand the heart behind them. This is never, ever about punishment. God is not some angry being trying to hurt you for your mistakes. This is about protection. He's a loving Father actively and desperately trying to save you from paths that lead to pain. And it's not about rejection either. He isn't pushing you away from your dreams just to spite you. He is redirecting you toward your destiny. Every single warning is an invitation. It's an invitation to step off a path that you chose and get on a better, safer, more glorious path that He has prepared just for you. He's saving you from something so He can lead you to something better.
So the only question left is, will you listen? You know, to receive a warning from God is a profound privilege. It's a sign that He is deeply and personally invested in your life. So if you recognize any of these signs, the response isn't fear, it's gratitude. It's to stop pushing, stop striving, stop questioning His motives, and to just simply turn to Him and say, I hear you, Lord. Your will be done. Because obeying His warning is always the fastest, surest path to His greatest blessing.